The Waltons' 1972–1981 cast then and now, Tragic Lives in 2025 takes a deep dive into the lives of the iconic family drama's cast members, revealing the unexpected hardships and personal tragedies they've faced long after the cameras stopped rolling. While the show captured the hearts of millions, the real lives of these beloved actors have been filled with heartache, struggles, and loss. In 2025, we reflect on how their lives have unfolded, uncovering the challenges they've overcome and the sorrow they've endured. Join us as we look back on the stars of the Waltons and their journeys through fame, love, and life's most painful moments. Earl Hamner Jr. was the voice behind the Waltons' narration, bringing the beloved show's world to life for its viewers in 1972. He became a significant figure in television, with the Waltons being his most iconic creation. Hamner's life wasn't without hardship. Despite his success, he struggled with loneliness and personal loss. His career in television began with modest success, but the Waltons cemented his legacy. As a screenwriter, he captured the essence of family, yet his own personal life was marked by the pain of losing loved ones early. In terms of wealth, Hamner's net worth was estimated at $10 million at the time of his death. He owned a property in Los Angeles, though it is unclear what happened to his estate after his passing. Earl's marriage to Jane Hamner, which lasted for decades, was reportedly happy, though he never had children of his own. He passed away on March 24, 2016, at the age of 92 after battling cancer. Joe Conley, who played the beloved Ike Godsey in The Waltons, had a life that mirrored the simplicity and struggles of the show. Born in Buffalo, New York, Conley was a fixture of the series, providing much-needed warmth as the local storekeeper. His personal life, however, was marked by tragedy. Conley was married twice, but his second marriage to Marie Kay Conley ended in divorce. He had 2 children, but like many others in Hollywood, his career took a toll on his family life. Conley's battle with dementia in his later years was a heartbreaking end to a career defined by his gentle demeanor on screen. At the time of his death on July 7, 2013, at the age of 85, Conley had an estimated net worth of $1 million, with a home in Newbury Park, California. His assets were minimal compared to his colleagues, but his legacy remains etched in the hearts of the Waltons fans. Ralph Waite's portrayal of John Walton, Sr. in The Waltons remains one of the most revered performances in television history. Waite was not only an actor but also an advocate for social causes, which colored much of his public persona. His marriage to the actress and writer, Rue McClanahan, was short-lived, and he was later married to actress Linda Gray for several years, but his relationships were often troubled. Waite had 3 children, yet the strain of balancing fame and personal life took a toll on him. Despite his fame, Waite's personal struggles, including a rocky marriage and his battle with addiction, were difficult chapters. By the time of his passing on February 13, 2014, at the age of 85, Waite had accumulated an estimated net worth of $2 million. He owned a home in Palm Desert, California, which remains a significant asset of his estate. Ellen Corby, who played the beloved Esther Walton on The Waltons, 1972, had a career in Hollywood that spanned decades, but it was her portrayal of the strong, resilient grandmother that cemented her legacy. Ellen's life, however, was full of hardships. In 1977, while the series was still airing, she suffered a debilitating stroke that temporarily left her unable to speak or walk. Despite this, Ellen returned to The Waltons after a 2-year recovery, a testament to her strength. Her personal life was less well-known, though she married once but had no children. She was dedicated to her craft, but her health issues weighed heavily on her. Ellen's assets, including her Los Angeles home, were valued at $1 million at the time of her passing on April 14, 1999. She died at the age of 87 from complications related to her stroke. Her life was marked by perseverance, but also by the challenges of an industry that demanded much from her. Ronnie Claire Edwards played Cora Beth Godsey on The Waltons starting in 1975, bringing to life a character that was initially a bit of an outsider but later became a beloved member of the Walton family. Edwards, born on February 9, 1933, faced some personal tragedies during her life, including a difficult childhood and her battles with health later in life. She was married twice, but her relationships were troubled, and she did not have children. Her career in Hollywood didn't mirror the success of some of her co-stars, but her role in the Waltons allowed her to remain a part of the cultural landscape for years. Edwards also faced financial difficulties during her life, though she found solace in a unique investment. She restored a 1911 Catholic church in Dallas, Texas, transforming it into her home. Despite some hardships, Edwards' property was valued at around $1 million at the time of her passing. She died on June 14, 2016, at the age of 83 from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Will Geer, who portrayed Grandpa Walton on The Waltons, 1972, was a man of remarkable talent, but his life was marked by struggle and resilience. Geer's career in the entertainment industry began with great promise, but his left-wing political views led to him being blacklisted in the 1950s during the McCarthy era. Despite these setbacks, his return to Hollywood was triumphant, particularly with his role on The Waltons, which revitalized his career. Will's personal life was as complex as his professional one. He was married twice and had 3 children. His commitment to social justice, however, sometimes strained his family relationships. His wealth at the time of his death on April 22, 1978 was estimated at around $1 million, and he lived in a beautiful home in Topanga Canyon, California. Will passed away at the age of 76 due to respiratory failure. Despite his passing, his legacy continues, especially in the role of Grandpa Walton, which remains iconic. Mary Jackson, who portrayed the quirky yet kind Emily Baldwin from 1972 on The Waltons, faced a life marked by both success and personal struggles. Born on November 22, 1910, Jackson's professional career was relatively stable, yet her personal life was more tumultuous. She had several unsuccessful marriages and struggled with finding happiness in her relationships, despite her warm on-screen presence. She did not have children, which perhaps made her role as a nurturing mother figure on the show all the more poignant. In her later years, she dealt with the onset of Parkinson's disease, which took a heavy toll on her physical health. Jackson owned a modest home in Los Angeles, and at the time of her death, her net worth was estimated at around $1 million. Jackson passed away on December 10, 2005, at the age of 95, from complications related to Parkinson's disease. Helen Klebe, who portrayed the wise and loving Mamie Baldwin on The Waltons starting in 1972, had a life full of both triumphs and hardships. Klebe, born on January 6, 1907, was well loved for her performances in both television and theater, yet her personal life was overshadowed by struggles with loneliness and a series of failed relationships. She was never married, and although she found success on screen, her private life often seemed in contrast to the nurturing character she played. As she aged, Klebe dealt with the grief of losing a sibling, further deepening her sense of isolation. Financially, she led a modest life, with her net worth estimated at $1 million at the time of her death, and she lived in a home in Los Angeles. Klebe passed away on December 28, 2003, at the age of 96 from natural causes, leaving behind a legacy as one of the cherished faces of the Waltons, though her personal life remained marked by solitude and loss. Peggy Ray, who portrayed Rose Burton on The Waltons from 1978, was widely loved for her warm and often comic role as a steadfast and supportive character. Her life, however, took a more complicated path off-screen. She faced several personal setbacks, including a turbulent marriage that ended in divorce. Despite these trials, Ray found solace in her relationships with her children, although her family life remained strained at times. Professionally, her role as Rose Burton contributed significantly to her career, but it was not enough to shield her from life's hardships. Ray's financial situation, at the time of her death, was valued at about $1 million. She owned a home in Toluca Lake, California, where she lived out her final years. Her last years were marred by complications from congestive heart failure, which led to her death on February 5, 2011 at the age of 89. John Crawford was best known for his portrayal of Sheriff E.P. Bridges on The Waltons in 1972, a character that provided him a lasting spot in the hearts of fans. His professional life was marked by a series of stage and film performances, though his most memorable role came through this beloved series. Off-screen, Crawford faced personal challenges. His marriage, unfortunately, was not a picture of happiness, ending in divorce after several years. He remained close with his children, but it's clear his family life was often tumultuous. Despite these struggles, Crawford's financial legacy was modest yet secure. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at $1 million, which was primarily tied to his real estate holdings in Newbury Park, California. In his later years, Crawford lived a quieter life away from the public eye. His tragic passing on September 21, 2010 at 90, following a stroke, marked the end of a long career, leaving behind both memories of his work and a home that stood as a reminder of his steady, if sometimes difficult, life. Tom Bower's role as Dr. Curtis Willard in The Waltons began in 1975, and his portrayal of a gentle and caring doctor became a pivotal part of the show's storyline. But Bower's life, much like his characters, had its own twists. He experienced several hardships in his personal life, including a difficult marriage that ended in divorce. His relationships with his children were strained, and he struggled with various challenges over the years. Financially, Bower was successful but not extravagant, with an estimated net worth of around $1 million at the time of his death. His home in Los Angeles served as a sanctuary in his later years, though his health began to decline as he aged. Despite his professional achievements, his personal life was marred by health issues, and he passed away on May 30, 2024, at the age of 86. His death, which marked the end of a long career, was a sad loss for those who appreciated his contribution to television. Nora Marlowe, best known for her role as Mrs. Flossie Brimmer in The Waltons, 1973, had a long career in television and film, with guest roles in iconic shows like The Twilight Zone and Perry Mason. Her portrayal of a warm and caring character in The Waltons was memorable, but it did not lead to a significant boost in her career. Nora was a private person, never marrying or having children, and little is known about her personal life. Despite her lack of fame outside of her acting, she earned respect for her work. Sadly, she passed away on December 31, 1977, at age 62, under undisclosed circumstances. At the time of her death, Nora's net worth was estimated at $500,000. She lived in a modest home in Los Angeles, which reflected her quiet, private lifestyle. Though her career was not defined by major breakthroughs, she remains remembered for her contributions to classic TV. John Ritter, famed for his role as Reverend Matthew Fordwick in The Waltons, 1972, became a television icon with his starring role in Three's Company and later 8 Simple Rules. Known for his charming and comedic style, John was beloved by audiences. He married twice, first to Nancy Morgan, with whom he had 3 children, and then to actress Amy Yasbeck, with whom he had a daughter, Stella. Despite his professional success, John's personal life had its difficulties. The death of his father, actor Tex Ritter, affected him deeply, and his relationships experienced strains. Tragically, John passed away unexpectedly on September 11, 2003, at age 54, due to an aortic dissection. At the time of his death, John's net worth was estimated at $20 million. He lived in a Beverly Hills home, which he left to his family. John's untimely passing left a void in the entertainment world, but his legacy endures through his work and his family. Robert Donner, who played Yancey Tucker in The Waltons, 1972, had a varied career in television but faced many personal struggles throughout his life. He appeared in numerous TV shows, including Gunsmoke and The Rockford Files, but his portrayal of Yancey Tucker became one of his most memorable roles. His personal life was marked by 2 marriages, his first to actress Patricia Donner, with whom he had 2 children, and his second to a woman whose name remains less public. Both marriages ended in divorce, and his relationships were often troubled. Despite some success, Robert faced emotional and financial difficulties. He passed away on June 8, 2006, at age 75, due to a heart attack. Robert's estimated net worth at the time of his death was around $1 million. He owned a home in Los Angeles, though he experienced financial instability in his later years. His career, while steady, was overshadowed by his personal challenges. Louis Arquette, who portrayed Jefferson Davis J.D. Pickett in The Waltons, 1978, had a life defined by both artistic achievement and personal turmoil. Arquette, born on December 14, 1935, came from a talented family and carved out his place in Hollywood with both television and film roles. While his career spanned decades, his personal life was plagued with difficulties. His marriage to actress Brenda Denault was rocky, and they eventually divorced. Despite having 3 children, including the actor David Arquette, his relationship with them was strained as his career took a toll on his personal well-being. In his later years, Arquette's health began to decline, leading to his death from congestive heart failure on February 10, 2001, at the age of 65. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated to be $1 million. He owned a home in Los Angeles, which was part of his modest estate left behind. Wilfred Brimley, who played Horace Brimley in The Waltons, 1974, was a character actor beloved for his rugged charm and strong presence on screen. Born on September 27, 1934, Brimley found fame later in life, especially for his roles in films like Cocoon and his iconic commercials for Quaker Oats. Despite his late-blooming career, Brimley's personal life was far from easy. He had 2 marriages, the first to his high school sweetheart, and later to Beverly, with whom he had 3 children. While his second marriage seemed more stable, Brimley faced challenges with his health later in life, particularly with diabetes, which he became outspoken about. Brimley lived in St. George, Utah, in his later years, where he retired and enjoyed a quieter life. He passed away on August 1, 2020, at the age of 85 due to kidney failure. At the time of his death, Brimley had an estimated net worth of $8 million, and he owned a home in Utah, which was likely inherited by his family. Victor Izzy, known for his role as Dr. Matthew Vance in The Waltons, 1972, lived a long and largely private life, with his career rooted in supporting roles across film and television. Born on December 23, 1923, Izzy's career was often overshadowed by the complexities of his personal life. His first marriage to Carol McNaught was fraught with tension and ended in divorce, leaving him to raise his children with little public fanfare. While Izzy enjoyed a steady career in Hollywood, his family life, including strained relationships with his children, was challenging. He spent his later years in Glendora, California, where he lived out his days quietly. Izzy passed away on January 20, 2014, at the age of 90, following a long life that was relatively low-key compared to his more public peers. At the time of his death, his net worth was around $1 million, and he owned a home in Glendora, which likely passed to his children. James Gammon, who played Zach Roswell on The Waltons, 1973, was an actor whose career spanned several decades, but it was his role on the beloved Family show that earned him lasting recognition. Known for his distinctive voice and rugged demeanor, James faced personal challenges in his life, including a battle with alcoholism. His career was often overshadowed by his struggles with addiction, which affected his personal life and relationships. He was married to his wife, Nancy, with whom he had 2 children. While his family life remained mostly private, his role on The Waltons was a significant moment in his career. But it was also a reminder of the difficulties he faced behind the scenes. James' health deteriorated later in life due to liver cancer, and he passed away on July 16, 2010, at the age of 70. At the time of his death, his assets were valued at around $2 million, including a home in Costa Mesa, California. David W. Harper, who played the fun-loving Jim Bob Walton on The Waltons starting in 1972, captivated audiences with his youthful charm and earnestness. However, his life after the show was far more private, and Harper chose to step out of the spotlight. His personal life included a difficult marriage that ended in divorce, though little is known about the specifics of his relationships. Harper has children, but he prefers to maintain privacy, rarely sharing details about his family. He occasionally participates in Walton's reunions but has otherwise remained out of the Hollywood limelight. With an estimated net worth of $1 million, Harper leads a modest and quiet life. He lives in a private home and continues to prioritize his family and personal happiness over public attention. At 63 years old, Harper is content with his low-profile lifestyle, appreciating his time on the Waltons while maintaining a peaceful life with his loved ones, far removed from the media's gaze. John Walmsley, who portrayed Jason Walton on the Waltons, 1972, experienced a very different path compared to many of his co-stars. While his character's journey on the show resonated with many, John's personal life was far from the idyllic image of the Walton family. His marriage to his first wife, Linda, ended in divorce after a few years. The split was reportedly amicable, but it was a reminder of the pressures that come with fame and personal relationships. John later remarried to his second wife, but his second marriage also faced difficulties. Despite the challenges, John's career flourished after the Waltons. His musical talents were showcased both on and off screen, as he pursued a career as a singer and songwriter. Now at the age of 68, John has managed to maintain a relatively low-key life, with a net worth of around $1 million. He resides in Los Angeles, California, where he enjoys a peaceful life. His assets include his home, as well as a steady career in music. Mary Beth McDonough, who portrayed Erin Walton on The Waltons starting in 1972, quickly became a fan favorite for her portrayal of the smart and driven daughter of the Walton family. Off-screen, McDonough's life was more complicated. She married twice, but both relationships ended in divorce, and she never had children. The pressures of being in the spotlight, coupled with her struggles with an autoimmune disease, led to emotional and physical difficulties throughout her life. However, McDonough achieved financial stability with an estimated net worth of $2 million, thanks to her successful acting career and a home she owned in Los Angeles. Despite the fame the Waltons brought her, McDonough found it challenging to break free from typecasting, leaving her with fewer roles in Hollywood. Today, at 63 years old, she lives in California, focusing on acting and advocacy, particularly for health-related causes, and cherishing the legacy of her role on the iconic show. Judy Norton, who portrayed Mary Ellen Walton on The Waltons starting in 1972, became a household name for her role as the strong, compassionate eldest daughter of the Walton family. Although her career flourished, Norton faced significant personal challenges, including a difficult divorce after the series ended. The emotional toll of her marriage's end, along with balancing motherhood and career, was a constant struggle. She later remarried and has one son, but her personal life was often fraught with ups and downs. Despite these difficulties, Norton continued to build a successful career in theater and film, with a net worth currently estimated at $4 million. She resides in Los Angeles, where she is involved in various creative projects, including acting, writing, and directing. At 66 years old, Norton has found a sense of balance between her professional and personal life, focusing on her passion for the arts while staying relatively out of the public eye. Eric Scott, who played Ben Walton on The Waltons from 1972, captured the hearts of viewers as the passionate and sometimes rebellious son of the Walton family. In his personal life, Scott faced his own set of challenges, including a divorce from his wife, and he has no children. While his role on The Waltons provided him with significant fame, it also left him somewhat trapped in the character of Ben Walton, leading to difficulties in transitioning to other roles. Despite these career challenges, Scott achieved financial success, with a net worth of around $1 million, and resides in a home in Encino, California. Scott's personal life was not without its own heartbreak, as he endured the loss of close family members, which added emotional weight to his life. At 66 years old, Scott lives quietly in California, occasionally working in television while prioritizing family and personal well-being over the spotlight. Cami Codler, best known for her role as Elizabeth Walton, the youngest Walton child, on The Waltons starting in 1972, was adored by audiences for her portrayal of innocence and compassion. While her on-screen character enjoyed a close-knit family life, Codler's personal life was more complex. She married once, but the relationship ended in divorce, and she has one child. After The Waltons, Codler gradually shifted her focus away from acting and became involved in education and advocacy work, leaving the public eye. Despite stepping back from her career, Codler's estimated net worth stands at $300,000, and she owns a home in Los Angeles. Though she faced challenges transitioning from her famous role, Codler is content with the life she built for herself. At 59 years old, she remains active in her community, enjoys a quiet life in California, and treasures the lasting memories of her time on the beloved television series. Richard Thomas, who became widely recognized for his portrayal of John Boy Walton in The Waltons, 1972, was catapulted into fame at a young age. His role as the thoughtful, introspective eldest Walton child left a lasting impact, but the pressures of being a child star affected his personal life. He married Alma Gonzalez in 1975, and they had 2 children before divorcing in 1993. His second marriage also ended in divorce. Despite these challenges, Richard remained dedicated to his craft, continuing to work in television and theater. At 73 years old, his net worth is estimated at $6 million, and he owns a home in New York City. His career has evolved beyond The Waltons, with notable roles in projects like The Americans, but his time as John Boy continues to define his legacy in Hollywood. While his personal life had its ups and downs, Richard's resilience has helped him maintain a successful career and navigate the complexities of growing up in the public eye. Lynn Hamilton, who portrayed Verdie Grant Foster in The Waltons, 1973, was a pioneering figure for African American actresses during the 1970s and beyond. Her portrayal of Verdie was a powerful representation of strength and independence. With a career spanning both television and theater, Lynn found success in shows like Sanford and Son and The Waltons. However, her personal life was marked by difficulties, including a troubled marriage that ended in separation and the loss of loved ones. Now 94 years old, Lynn's net worth is estimated to be around $3 million, and she currently resides in Los Angeles, California, where she enjoys a peaceful retirement. Though she retired from acting, her legacy as one of the first African American actresses to break barriers in mainstream television remains significant. Lynn's journey has been one of perseverance, breaking boundaries, and leaving a lasting impact on Hollywood. Keith Coogan, who played Jeffrey Burton in The Waltons, 1979, began his acting career at a young age and was part of the wave of child actors who transitioned into more mature roles. His early career included parts in popular films like The Fox and the Hound and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, but his journey was marred by personal struggles. He experienced a brief marriage that ended in divorce and faced battles with substance abuse in his younger years. Despite these setbacks, Keith has persevered and found a renewed focus on his career in recent years. At 55 years old, Keith's net worth is estimated at $1 million, and he lives in Los Angeles, California. His acting career continues with roles in television and independent films, reflecting his growth both personally and professionally. Keith's experiences as a child star and his ability to overcome challenges have shaped his journey, and he remains active in the entertainment industry today. Marie-Claire Costello, who played Miss Rosemary Hunter on The Waltons, 1972, had a promising start to her career, but personal struggles and changing interests led her to step away from the entertainment industry. She had a tumultuous personal life, including a high-profile marriage to actor Alan Alda, with whom she had a daughter, Eve. Despite her initial fame, Costello faced challenges in balancing her personal and professional life, and the marriage ended in divorce. After her acting career fizzled out, she moved into a more private life and focused on her family. Now 88 years old, Costello lives quietly in Los Angeles, away from the Hollywood scene. With an estimated net worth of around $1 million, she has maintained a modest but comfortable lifestyle. Although her career never reached the heights she envisioned, Costello found fulfillment in her family and private life. Michael Learned, known for her portrayal of Olivia Walton on The Waltons, 1972, became a household name as the matriarch of the Walton family. The role solidified her career in Hollywood, earning her 3 Primetime Emmy Awards. Despite her professional success, Michael's personal life was marred by struggles. She experienced a tumultuous marriage to actor Peter Donat, which ended in divorce. Michael had 3 sons, and though her career blossomed, her family life faced challenges, especially as she balanced motherhood with long working hours. Her role on The Waltons deeply impacted her career, leading to further television roles, but she has often spoken about the personal toll it took on her. Today, at 85 years old, Michael is still active in acting, living in a modest home in California. Her estimated net worth stands at $3 million. While she has been open about her past difficulties, she has found peace in her later years, focusing on her family and career. Cindy Albatcher, who played Martha Rose Coverdale in The Waltons, 1972, had a brief acting career but chose a more private life as her career in Hollywood dwindled. Albatcher's time on The Waltons was one of her few prominent roles in television, but she never achieved long-lasting fame. Albatcher married businessman Charles Albatcher, and they had 2 children, Ben and Lily, but their marriage ended in divorce. Since then, Albatcher has kept her life largely out of the public eye, focusing on raising her children and enjoying her privacy. At 66 years old, Albatcher lives in Los Angeles, maintaining a low-key lifestyle. Her net worth is estimated at around $1 million, which allows her to enjoy a comfortable, quiet life away from Hollywood. Despite a short-lived acting career and the challenges in her personal life, Albatcher seems to have found peace in her more private existence. Who's your favorite character from The Waltons? How does it make you feel knowing that some beloved cast members are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you're enjoying our videos, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for being part of our community.